Chapter 13 Trials in the Black Pine Forest, Sanzang's capture and the Strider's demise. As son Wukong departs, he provides Friar Sand with parting instructions to be cautious and protective of Tang Sanzang. Son Wukong's departure leaves the group vulnerable, setting the stage for further trials in the Black Pine Forest. Meanwhile, Sanzang, misled by Pig's deceit, ventures into the Black Pine Forest without Monkey's protection. In his quest for food, Sanzang stumbles upon a golden pagoda, which turns out to be the lair of a ferocious demon. The demon, Yellow Robe, captures Sanzang, intending to feast on him and his disciples. Pig and Friar Sand, unaware of Sanzang's fate, search for their master and eventually find themselves outside the Moonwaters Cave on Bull Mountain. They confront Yellow Robe, who boasts of capturing Sanzang and plans to eat him. Pig and Friar Sand engage in a fierce battle with the demon, their efforts aided by unseen divine beings. Despite their combined strength, they are unable to subdue Yellow Robe, and the fight remains inconclusive. As the battle rages on, Sanzang, held captive in the cave, laments his misfortune and worries about his disciples. He is soon joined by a mysterious woman who, despite his predicament, offers him food. Sanzang, suspecting her intentions, refuses her offerings and continues to mourn his fate. A fierce battle happened between Pig and Friar Sand against the Yellow Robe Monster. The fight is intense, but ultimately inconclusive due to the divine intervention of Dharma-guarding deities and other celestial beings who are protecting Sanzang, the Tang priest. The Yellow Robe Monster's wife, a princess kidnapped from Elephantia, secretly helps Sanzang escape and entrusts him with a letter for her parents. Sanzang, now free, promises to deliver the letter and continues his journey with Pig and Friar Sand. They travel through challenging landscapes, eventually arriving at the city of Elephantia. The city's grandeur is described in detail, highlighting its cultural and architectural splendor. Upon reaching the palace, Sanzang presents his credentials to the king and delivers the princess's letter. The king is overjoyed to hear from his long-lost daughter and is moved to tears. He expresses his sorrow for the suffering she has endured and vows to rescue her. However, none of his officials dare to face the Yellow Robe Monster due to their fear of his supernatural powers. The king then turns to Sanzang's disciples for help. Sanzang reveals the true nature of his disciples, and despite their fearsome appearances, the king invites them to the palace. Pig and Friar Sand are initially met with shock and horror by the court, but the king assures them that their abilities are what matter most. Pig demonstrates his magical abilities, transforming into a giant before the court, which both amuses and frightens the king. The king offers Pig a cup of royal wine to bolster his courage for the upcoming battle against the Yellow Robe Monster. Pig and Friar Sand set off for the monster's lair, determined to rescue the princess and restore her to her family. They confront the monster, who is furious at the intrusion and the accusation that he has wronged the kingdom by abducting the princess. The battle that ensues is fierce, with Pig and Friar Sand fighting valiantly against the Yellow Robe Monster. However, the absence of divine aid that had previously assisted them in their fight against the monster makes their task more difficult. Pig, feeling the strain of the battle, excuses himself to rest, leaving Friar Sand to face the monster alone. Friar Sand is eventually captured by the monster and taken to the cave, where he is bound and awaiting his fate. The monster, suspecting his wife, the princess, of betrayal, confronts her about the letter she sent to her parents. The princess, fearing for her life, denies writing any letter and suggests that the monster question Friar Sand to verify her claims. Friar Sand, despite being captured, remains loyal and protective of the princess, choosing not to reveal her involvement in the letter. He fabricates a story about the Tang priest recognizing the princess's portrait in Elephantia, which prompts the king to send them on a mission to retrieve her. The monster, swayed by Friar Sand's tale, releases him from his bonds and even invites him to join a banquet. During the feast, the monster, now disguised as a handsome man, decides to visit the king of Elephantia, claiming to be the princess's husband. He transforms into a dragon and flies to the palace, where he is mistaken for a palace beauty and invited to entertain the monster. The dragon attempts to attack the monster but is wounded and forced to flee, hiding in the palace canal to escape. Meanwhile, Pig, who had fled the battle earlier, returns to the city and discovers the white horse injured and the master missing. The horse reveals the series of events that led to the capture of Friar Sand and the transformation of Sanzang. Pig, initially hesitant, decides to seek help from Monkey, who has returned to his home on the mountain of flowers and fruit. Upon arriving, Pig finds Monkey ruling over his monkey subjects and enjoying his reign. Despite his initial reluctance, Pig convinces Monkey to help by appealing to his sense of duty and loyalty to their master. Monkey, however, is skeptical of Pig's motives and challenges him to provide proof of the master's distress. Pig, desperate to secure Monkey's assistance, lies about Sanzang's feelings of nostalgia for Monkey and his longing for his company. Monkey, intrigued by Pig's story and suspecting a ruse, invites him to tour the mountain and its scenic beauty. Pig, eager to expedite their mission, tries to decline the offer, but Monkey insists. As they tour the mountain, Pig's admiration for the place grows, and he expresses his belief that it is an earthly paradise. However, as Pig attempts to hurry Monkey along, Monkey invites him to visit the Water Curtain Cave. Pig declines, citing the urgency of their mission, but Monkey reveals that he has no intention of leaving his kingdom to resume their journey. Instead, he sends Pig away with a farewell, causing Pig to curse Monkey as he leaves. Monkey, aware of Pig's true feelings, orders his monkeys to capture him for his disrespect. The monkeys apprehend Pig and bring him back to Monkey, who is furious at Pig's betrayal. However, Pig manages to convince Wukong that he was sent by Tang Sanzang, their master, to seek his help. Wukong, known for his acute hearing abilities, reveals he overheard Pig's complaints about him. Pig, desperate, pleads for mercy in the name of their master and the Bodhisattva, which slightly softens Wukong's stance. Wukong spares Pig from punishment, but demands to know the truth about their master's predicament. Pig reveals that Sanzang has been captured by the Yellow Robe Monster, who resides in a cave near a golden pagoda. The monster had transformed Sanzang into a tiger, and Pig and Friar Sand were unable to rescue him. Wukong, enraged by the insult to his person and the plight of his master, decides to confront the Yellow-Robed Monster. He and Pig travel to the monster's lair, where Wukong devises a plan to provoke the monster into leaving the cave. Wukong disguises himself as the princess, the monster's wife, and tricks him into revealing his true form. In the ensuing battle, Wukong's magical prowess is on full display as he fights the monster, who is eventually revealed to be the Strider, the wooden wolf, a constellation from heaven. The fight is intense, with both Wukong and the monster showcasing their formidable skills. However, Wukong gains the upper hand and forces the monster to flee. Wukong, suspecting the monster's celestial origin, ascends to heaven to seek answers. The Jade Emperor, upon learning of the situation, sends other constellations to retrieve the Strider and bring him to justice. The Strider admits his guilt and is punished by the Jade Emperor, who demotes him to a menial position. Meanwhile, Wukong returns to the Yellow-Robed Monster's cave and, with the help of Pig and Friar Sand, rescues the true princess and restores Sanzang to his human form. The group reunites, and the princess is returned to her family in the city of Elephantia. The king, grateful for their heroic deeds, hosts a grand feast in honor of the pilgrims. Wukong, ever the trickster, reminds Sanzang not to recite the spell that binds him. With their mission accomplished in Elephantia, the pilgrims bid farewell to the king and continue their journey westward. Their quest to reach the western heaven and obtain the sacred scriptures still ahead of them. If you want to know what happened afterwards, listen to the explanation in the next installment.